For today are your online whiteboard or your whiteboard dry erase marker and dry eraser. For today, we're going to be trying out an application problem, okay? And what this means is this is a word problem that you are going to attempt to solve on your own, and then we will go over it together, okay? It's to practice being able to solve these equations. So I have here the steps to solve the problem. So step 1 is you're going to read the problem. Step 2, you're going to draw a picture or a model that will help you solve the problem and label it. Step 3, you're going to write an equation. And step 4, you write a word sentence that has your answer, okay? We call this the RDW. So you can see read, draw, write, okay? So those are the parts of solving an application problem. I'm going to go ahead and read it to you. Jackie buys 21 pizzas for a party. She places 3 pizzas on each table. How many tables are there? So we're looking for how many tables. Okay, so we know in an equation you have 3 numbers, okay? Right now we know 2 of the numbers and one of them is unknown. So you have to figure out the unknown. So we've read the problem. Now you are going to draw. You can draw an array, you can draw a tape diagram, whatever helps you solve this problem. Write an equation that represents your picture, and then write a word sentence for your answer. So you would be saying, we need blank tables, okay? Or something like that. I'm going to pause because this is the first time we're trying this, okay? I'm not sure how long it's going to take us, so I'm just going to pause here. When you think you have your answer, I want you to message me your answer in the GoGuardian chat, okay? So I can get an idea of who's done. All right, go ahead and solve. Okay, so let's take a look at how we might solve this equation. Jackie buys 21 pizzas for a party, so I'm going to circle that 21 again. She places 3 pizzas on each table. How many tables are there? Okay, so we know there's 3 parts of an equation. There's the total, there's the number of groups, and there's the size of each group, okay? Those are our 3 parts of any equation for multiplication and division. So she buys 21 pizzas. I can guess right now that that's our total, right? That's how many pizzas we have all together. That's our big number. She places 3 pizzas on each table. Well, that sounds like the size of each group. If each table gets 3 pizzas, then the size of each group will be 3 pizzas. So that leaves the number of groups as our unknown. And that makes sense because we don't know how many tables, and how many tables would be how many groups. So let's go ahead and draw something to help us answer this. The one thing we've been practicing is making tape diagrams. So I'm going to make a tape diagram. Okay, I know the size of each piece is 3. And so I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. Okay, I know total, there's 21. Okay, and I don't know how many groups. All right, so pretty much what I have here is my tape diagram, and I only have 3 dots right now because I don't know how many groups to make. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to keep making groups of 3 until I get to that 21. So right now I'm at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Okay. So I have 21 dots now. I should be able to count and see how many groups I have. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 groups. So my number of groups equals 7. Well, I did say that we need to write an equation for that as well. So what equation matches our picture? Well, we had 21 pizzas all together. We divided them into groups of 3, and we ended up with 7. Okay? But it's not just 7. Okay? The question is, how many tables are there? There are 7 tables. So because we're doing a word problem, our answer can't just be 7. It has to be 7 of something. So there are 7 tables. Now, some of you may have not done a tape diagram. You may have chose to just do an array. Well, if you were doing an array, you still would have been doing 21 pizzas divided into groups of 3 and then been looking for your unknown. So you could have done just like we did in our tape diagram, except in an array. We have a group of 3. We have to keep making groups of 3 until we get to 21. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Okay, and then you could have gone back and counted how many groups did you need? Well, we needed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we still got 7 even drawing an array, okay? And you can see that it looks like our 7 tables with 3 pizzas on each table. All right, let's go ahead and continue. So this is reading a tape diagram. That's what we've been doing a lot of practice with. So right now in front of you, I have a tape diagram, and I want to know what is the value of each unit, or what is the size of each unit. So with your fingers, go ahead and hold up. What is the size of each unit? Two. The size is 2. That is the value. Each one of these boxes in this tape diagram has 2 stars, so that is the value. How many units are there? Once again, show me with your fingers. How many units are there, or how many groups? There are 5 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Write a multiplication sentence for this tape diagram. Well, you can see we only have 2 numbers that we know right now. So right now, our multiplication equation is going to involve those 2 numbers. Go ahead on your whiteboards and write a multiplication equation for this tape diagram. And then if you can, go ahead and solve. Hold that up when you have it. Okay, so on your whiteboard, you probably wrote 5 groups of 2. Now, you may have been tempted to write 2 times 5, but if we're looking at our picture, we don't have 2 groups of 5. We have 5 groups of 2. So it's important that that 5 goes first because that shows our picture for our equation, okay? And if we're solving, we can finish drawing our tape diagram by putting 2 stars in each group and skip counting by 2s. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So we have 10 total. 5 groups of 2 equals 10. Okay, so the last thing we have is a sprint. Now, normally, if we were in class, our sprints would be similar to our pattern sheets, okay? Except what we would do is you would have a side A like you're seeing now, and you would answer as many questions as you could in a minute. We'd check and see how many we got correct, and then you'd flip it over and you'd do it again and see if you could improve on your score. That is a little more difficult to do since we are virtual, so what we are going to do is instead, we're going to take those 5 minutes like we do for the pattern sheets. We're going to see how many questions we can answer, and then we are going to go over what those answers are, okay? So even if you do finish before the 5 minutes, I want you to still keep your Cami open so that you can go back and check your answers with us, okay? So let's have everyone pull it up. We'll start our 5-minute timer and then we'll check our answers.